LYNX Live. I'm your host, Dame Lynx. Remember, love yourself, no exceptions. Look, thank y'all for tuning in with me. Y'all know every time that third mix come on, I get lost in the sauce. Look, it ran out of time. Had to run over here to sit my ass the fuck down. All right, real quick. You know, here at LYNX Live, we always got to keep it PC. You know, keep it pop culture. I do got some church announcements. Hold on, let me get this mic right. Is it right? Is the levels good? Did you miss me? All right, no. All right. So, church announcements. All right, Summer Walker finally announces her highly anticipated third album. So it's not even sophomore. What is it? Triple? Her third album finally over it. You know, it'll be dropping on November 14th. You know, they have been hounding her about when this album is going to drop. You know, last time I was on here when I was talking about releases, I was like, wait, when Summer is supposed to have dropped by now? They even started an online petition for Summer Walker. Like, where is this album? So it's finally coming November 14th. I can't wait. You know, it speaks to my girl Summer's presence in R&B. You know, her pen is crazy. Her voice is crazy. I love this sultry look that she's coming with. I like that she's getting more comfortable in her celebrity and she's popping out and she's doing interviews. You know, my girl struggled with social anxiety, you know, and it's really, that's a real thing. When you out here getting in front of people and doing what you love, and even though you love it, like, you got to just force yourself to do it. So I love the growth of Summer Walker. We are so excited for finally over it. She's actually doing down at Spelman or Morehouse, somewhere down there, a dump truck today where you can dump off all your ex's shit. I probably would have been right down there, but I ain't got nobody's stuff in my house no more. I done moved a few times, so I done just got rid of their stuff. But I definitely used to hold on to some people's shit. But it's probably like they t-shirts and stuff, because I like t-shirts. Anyway, we definitely ready for Summer Walker. Finally over it. November 14th. Gonna be tapped in. I can't wait. You know what I'm saying? All right. So LeBron, wow, this was while we was gone. I told you these announcements are kind of old. So LeBron confirmed that him and Drake don't fool with each other no more. You know, let's just be for real. You know what I'm saying? Like, when it comes to friendship breakups, to me, I think friendship breakups are worse than a relationship breakup. Like, here's the thing. 9 times out of 10, when I'm dealing with somebody, I expect it to end at some point. With my friendships, with my people I really, really rock with, I don't expect it to be no end to that. We might take some time apart. I might not be in the mood for you this season. But nonetheless, my friends are my friends. So when you break up with somebody that you're close with, it is rough. So, you know, Drake felt like LeBron was choosing sides in the Kendrick beef. He was at the Pop Out concert, dancing all in the crowd with his wife. I get it. LeBron is like this hip hop connoisseur. Me too, nigga. But I still rock with my boy Drake. So I don't know. You know, but they not fooling with each other no more. And I think we should just get real, you know, about friendship breakups. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, you're growing apart from friends you love the most, and, you know, your goals aren't the same, and you're just on different races, different paces. You need different things, and you're expanding, you're growing and hurting and dealing as a full-blown adult. And sometimes you and a friend might not see eye to eye, but I think that if that's your real friend, it's always an opportunity to bring that back together. So let's acknowledge how hard friendship breakups are. You know what I'm saying? So, anyway. Give people grace. All right. Test. All right, I had to make sure. This shit was looking weird. All right, a lot of our vintage acts are popping out. Danity Kane announced a tour out of the blue. And this was right after Diddy's sentencing was announced. The crowd goes wild. We love Danity Kane. I went and saw Danity Kane at the Buckhead Theater a few years ago when when they attempted to do it again. You know what? Here's the thing. Danity Kane can break up as many times as they want to. They know that anytime they come back together, we're buying a ticket. We love Danity Kane. So let me know, what city are we going to see them in? You know what I'm saying? And also, do we give Diddy a pass because he created them? That's an iconic group. I'm just saying. Brandy and Monica have kicked off their iconic tour. They have made it partially through the tour without slicing each other. Here's the thing. I know Brandy and Monica been cussing each other out behind the scenes. I know they have allowed each other to be full-blown divas and bitches because it works. You know what I'm saying? Monica and Brandy don't get the respect that they deserve, and I think with them coming together to complete this tour, we are excited to see Brandy and Monica out and about. So, you know, I'm proud of them. I'm proud of them for really doing this thing, because they're doing it. Also, my girl Ice Spice been popping back out. Y'all see her. Ice Spice been outside. She look good. The music is fly. Y'all sleeping on my girl. We're gonna revisit this conversation because y'all already know. You know how you know Ice Spice is a problem? Because Lotto chose to make up with that girl. Lotto and Ice Spice can carry this female rap shit with Mona Leo. I'm even put Sexy Red Glorilla in there. Honestly, Megan still is very much a force in female rap. So let's talk about it. So we've had a lot of female rap albums drop. Cardi finally dropped. I think Cardi has been the album that everybody has been waiting on. So, you know, I definitely want to give my ranking of the top female rap projects that have dropped, because all the girls have dropped at this point. Let's go ahead and rank them. You know what I'm saying? You know, hip hop is always the blueprint. You know, and I like how the female rappers are working hard to keep it alive. They're trying to keep it entertaining. Hip hop as a culture, it's starting to become the non-dominant genre. We're moving on to other things now. Country is probably about to pop up next, international sounds. But I feel like hip hop sets the standard, and female hip hop has been what's carried hip hop for the last maybe 10 years or so. Started with Nicki, but definitely when Cardi came through and opened the gate for all the other girls. So let's talk about a lot of these projects that dropped, and I'm going to rank them. So, of course, we know my favorite project, Pink Friday 2. Of course. OG Barb, Nicki Minaj did what she wanted to do with this album. She accomplished what she was supposed to accomplish. She solidified her sound. Up until this point, Nicki Minaj had not had a classic album. The closest that probably came to it was the Pink Print. But I got to give a lot of respect to Queen. Queen has aged very well, and had it not been for that crazy hate train that was going on at that time, Queen would have done way better. But Pink Friday 2, amazing project, great music, no skips, amazing tour. She did 2 legs of her tour. Pink Friday 2 is my favorite release. Duh. I'm not even gonna sit here and play with y'all. So I'm gonna start from the top. Now, my second favorite project, and if you know me, you're not surprised by this either. Lotto, Sugar Honey, Iced Tea. Lotto was the only album that came close to me when it came to artistic expression to Pink Friday 2. Lotto gave a really great album. She embodied the sound of Atlanta. I grew up to this sound. Even the opening track where she used the Georgia Girl sample, which is an iconic record from my college days down in the South. Lotto, Sugar Honey, Iced Tea, she did what needed to be done. You know, if Lotto keeps up this kind of work at high level and continues to just put out, I think Lotto should just put out as much music as possible at this point. You know, take a little break, drop maybe another project, and then just start putting records out. I think she should at least just be dropping records. But Sugar Honey Iced Tea was a solid project from beginning to end, no skips. She was rapping her ass off on it. The production, the sequence, she did what needed to be done. It was very much an artistic piece, and I loved it for her. So, and y'all know I love Lotto. I really love Lotto. You know, no, like, I've always loved her. Next up, I got to give it to Cardi B and My The Drama. Definitely solid project, great project, very cohesive. I'll say initially I rated it lower. I didn't rate it bad, but I rated it lower. But as I continue to get into what was going on, I definitely like the project. I think I like the second half much better than the first half. She also loses a lot of points for me because a lot of the music sounded dated. So she could have been put it out. She could have put out 2 to 3 more projects in the time that we've been waiting for this second project. However, I like that she gave us a nice long body of work. She gave us the energy we wanted. She gave us the vibe that we know Cardi for and that we listen to Cardi for. These records are club records. Cardi sets the standard as far as, for me, the opposite of what I get from Nicki. You know, Nicki to me is my technical rapper girl, the best rapper to ever do it. These new girls can't even compete. They never will. Cardi gives me that energy, that step outside energy, that I'm outside energy. So, you know, she continues to do that with this project. And she opened the door for every other girl to come through, you know. So now it gets a little shaky with my 4th and 5th project because there's some projects that I'm heavily considering. But there's also some projects that I'm not considering at all that people might be surprised. You know what I'm saying? So in my world, the number 4 spot is either going to go to Ice Spice Y2K. Yes. Very strong album. Or JT City Cinderella. Those projects are really good. They're neck and neck to me. However, a lot might argue that Scarlet by Doja Cat should be in my list. And although it was a great body of work, you know, especially seeing her execute a lot of the records live, I've been loving Scarlet a lot more. When I listen to the album, I just don't feel the same as I felt when I first heard it. Very strong project, but it's just not in my phase. Another project that a lot of people might think I'd be considering would be Doechie's Alligator Bites Never Heal. Now, the album personally wasn't my taste. It gets an A for effort and execution, but I think she accomplished her mission, and it allowed her to have a stellar year, Grammy nominations, very dope performances. But when it comes to just my personal preference, I didn't like Doechie's project. So for me, it's a toss-up with number 4 with Ice Spice, Y2K, and City Cinderella by JT. I think JT did an awesome job setting herself apart, putting herself out there. The records that are on there, she'll be able to work those. She still continue to work. City Cinderella showed me that she takes music seriously. However, a lot of y'all are sleeping on Ice Spice's skill. And for Y2K, to me, the cheat code was Riot, her producer. The beats were amazing, but if you really take the beats off and really listen to what Ice Spice is saying, you're missing out on some bars. That's all I'm saying. I'm gonna let that sit though. I'm gonna let that sit. Now, another album I kind of want to throw in the list, Sexy Red, Hood's Hottest Princess. You know, that project's about 3 years old now, but it solidified Big Sexy is one of my favorites. Hood's Hottest Princess. That project, fire. That's her best project. Anything else, I didn't need nothing else from her because I didn't really like it. You know what I'm saying? But I got to put in my number 5 spot. I got to give it to Glorilla. Glorilla's glorious debut project was perfect. It embodied what a debut album is supposed to sound like. Listening to Glorious, we understand Glorilla as a person, as an artist, what her sound is, the type of music he makes. It told the type of music she makes. It told a story. So in 5th place, Glorious by Glorilla. Really solid project. My favorite female projects have come out recently. Look, I'm excited for this year, 2025. There's been a lot of great projects that have dropped. I have really been enjoying music. I have been enjoying exploring new shit. So let me know what y'all think. All right, that's it for LYNX Live tonight. I'm your host, Dame LYNX. Remember, love yourself, no exceptions. Before we get out of here, make sure you run over to YouTube. Make sure you run over to SoundCloud, type in DAMELYNX, hit subscribe, share it. You know what I'm saying? Check out my 420 traffic jams. And look, I'll see y'all next time, all right?